What it is, good people, this is your boy the Wolf, all right? So, what are we doing here? We're talking about property tax exemptions. Now, if you followed my channel for some time, you know that I talked about property tax exemptions and how to go and get your property tax assessor's, the property tax exemption form. Might call it a little something different, but that's what you're going to basically go on either to their website or right down to their office or call them and ask them to have it faxed over or emailed to you, whatever else. Now, the property tax exemption form typically will be something along the lines of, well, just a form. They're going to give you about usually 5, 6, 7, 8 options right off the rip, and they're going to ask you, why do you believe that your property taxes should be completely removed or impartial? Now, we know under the Constitution we have the right to have access to our property, okay, without having to pay taxes. Why are we buying it? Why am I buying land that I have to rent? I'm not renting. I was supposed to own my house and my property's clean and free. So we somehow got led into having to register it, okay? That's what we were told. We didn't know that we had a choice. So that in itself is fraud. But we'll leave that part of it alone for now. So on this particular website here, which is donotpay.com, as always, guys, all this information, as all videos are, educational entertainment purposes only. So be entertained and sit back and be educated. All right. So you can apply for a property tax exemption to exempt the entire thing. Now, I will say this. I'm in the process, if you haven't been watching since last year, getting all my stuff together and learning the alternative ways to play it their way. So they want you to prove to them why you believe that you should not be on the tax roll. Now, we know various other states, you can use your passport card when done as a non-citizen U.S. national and have that done. And there's some other things you can look into, such as trusts and transferring it, this, that, and the other. Okay? Changing the jurisdiction of the ownership of it. However, upon going through their property tax exemption form, then put in your state, okay? So do a search for that. If you don't find anything on there, or let me say this correctly, you look at all the options, see which one best fits you. It might include you turning your house into a church. It might include you mentioning that's an unincorporated association, putting it into a trust, or see what their options are and see what best suits you. Now, at the end of the day, if they refuse your claim, your next choices are to go after them in court, okay, or take them to federal district court and sue the bejesus out of them. Why? Because they tricked you into that. You should be able to get all of your money back and then some, and keep your property off of the tax roll as long as you own the house. Next time somebody buys it and whatever else, they're on their own, but meanwhile, you're not having to do yours. Now, I've had some people say stuff, oh, well, why do you not want to pay taxes and stuff like that? Okay, we are paying taxes. We are paying it on the very food and things we buy in the area. So are other people. Okay, so there's a little bit of a double dipping coming down. Some of these places are getting money from the government. Places like here where they're taking our trash and they're recycling it and making money. Heck, they even take the toilet flushings, okay, turn it into a fertilizer and then resell it back. So it's not like they're not making money. They are for profit, okay? They're not hurting. As a matter of fact, they're spending too much money in other areas, which means they need to cut back from the bloating. And a lot of times it's going to be the executives on the top of the list playing their own hits, and it goes something like this. Cruising down the street in my 6'4". All right, so now that I've got your attention, let's take a closer look. So once you go here to donotpay.com, you tried the other stuff we already mentioned, and let's say maybe some of that didn't work, or you haven't taken them to court, you just don't want to. Well, your next available options are to come here and click Solve This Problem for Me. Once you do that, it'll take you inside and you can figure out which product you want to use of theirs. So what are property tax exemptions? All right, well, there's property tax exemptions for primary residency, okay, or homestead. It's the only one that they really kind of tell you about. They don't want you to know that you can get your stuff completely 100% off of it because you were never really meant to be using it anyway. Your house is not citus, okay, city property. You're not a for-profit corporation under the 14th Amendment. Okay. Senior citizens. Okay, they've got stuff for you guys. Disabled disabled residents in general. Okay, are you disabled? Do you live somewhere? Otherwise, they also have stuff for veterans. Okay, so now each state's going to be a little bit different. Okay, but homestead exemption applies to primary residence of an applicant regardless of age and income. Okay, so everybody gets that. Everybody takes their little basic little deduction. Yay! Senior citizens, designed for low-income 65 years and older, or their widows 55 years and older. Disabled, obviously is disabled. Surviving spouses, proof of disability, and there you go. All right. So find out if you qualify for property tax exemption. Well, 99% of the people do. So here's got a feature you guys can use. All right. If you want to go through and have them explain the property tax exemption or tax assessment, excuse me, you can do that. I'm not going to read all that stuff for you guys and how to, but in other words, you can challenge things like the appraisal of your home. You can report inaccuracies in the bill, have your house reassessed, wait until after your house has been assessed. No, actually, no. Assess your house and then do it. That way it's a lower tax rating for you. And also you can file a property tax appeal. You're saying, I don't think my taxes should be this high. I want it appealed. Okay, read the back of the documents when they send them to you. So that's it, guys. Just a quick blurb. I will give you guys an update because I'm going to try the method of converting the status of my house because they wanted to ignore certain information. That's fine. So we're going to give it one more swing, and if they decide to not play ball, then we'll just see what the higher courts in the United States of America has to say about that. That's it for now. I will keep you guys in advance, so be looking for that probably within the next, probably within the next year. Why? Because it takes time. They only take the information from you at certain times of the year, and then they have to apply it, and then you don't hear back from them until about the time where they want to collect some tax at the end of the year. So it takes time to vet the information before just putting it out there willy-nilly and then having you guys doing dumb stuff. So this is where I'm at. All right. But if you guys have had success out there, which I know my people in California have, and I know exactly how and why. So congrats for following the information in the other videos. Many other states are doing the same thing. Let me know if you guys have some tips, tricks, and techniques that have worked and you have vetted the information and you can validate it. Let me know. Drop me a line. You've got the info. Otherwise, check me out at blacksite32.com, and I'll talk to you guys there. Otherwise, check out the other channel. That one would be the Badwolf Media channel, also on YouTube. Look me up. Find me there. I'm going to start putting some zany information over there, too. So I will talk to you guys later. Badwolf's over now. I got videos to make. You guys got fun stuff to do. But keep feeding the mind. Never stop. Can't stop. Won't stop.